right, hello everyone. It's a beautiful day to be here. We are sure glad to see the crowd. My name is David Mobley, and on behalf of the Mark Twain Home Foundation, I would like to welcome everyone today to this grand day for the reopening of the Becky Thatcher House. This day's been long in coming, and it's nice to see everyone here who's proud for what's been accomplished. Part of the mission of the Mark Twain Home Foundation is to preserve the legacy of Samuel Clemens, and that's accomplished both in preserving and maintaining the properties that are here in Hannibal, but it's also, in an educational sense, preserving his legacy through his writings. And we hope that this restoration will serve both purposes, both from the educational standpoint of the young folks who will be able to see things as they existed and use their imaginations to imagine what it would have been like, but also in preserving this structure. And I'd like to, at this time, again, thank everyone on a beautiful day for being here, and I'd like to turn it over to Henry Sweets, who's going to tell you a little bit more about the project. Henry?
Well, this has been a lengthy project, and of course the reason for doing this is behind you with the Mark Twain Boyhood Home and the legacy that Mark Twain left for us. And in Tom Sawyer, poor Tom falls head over heels for Becky, and Mark Twain later identified the little girl that lived in this house, Laura Hawkins, as the model for Becky Thatcher. So we have the two homes right across the street from each other, and are so glad to get them both open again to the public. As we started on the project with this house, as many of the houses in the downtown area, literally there was never any excavation underneath the house. And some of the floor joists were sitting on dirt underneath the house. So we began by excavating under the house, working on the foundation all the way up to the roof line. When we got up to the roof, some of the rafters holding up the roof had cracked and needed to be replaced. We then had to straighten the house up and put it back together. This has been a long and lengthy process to get to where we are right now. One thing that I can say is that we did it in stages as we could pay for the stages, and at this point we do not have a debt left over on the project, so we are paid up to date. When we move forward, we have put temporary exhibits in here so that we can again open the home to the public. We are looking at the permanent exhibits that will fit in with our master plan for interpretation throughout our buildings. Those will be probably about another year before we have the funds raised to launch on those final exhibits that we'll be putting in. But as you come through today, I think you'll enjoy what we have out for you, and certainly will welcome you to do that in just a few minutes. As we started on this project, we first of all needed to have an architect and engineering firm involved with us, and Klingner & Associates were involved with that. Do we have any representatives of Klingner's here today? I saw somebody pointing, but I'm not seeing any other hands go up, so I'm not sure if we do. Demeen Construction was the general contractor that we used as we started off on the project. And that first phase of the project was the outer shell of the house to get things back in good shape. Along the way, we needed some technical advice, and Bob Yap helped us with that. Bob is right over here. Bob, thank you for the advice you gave us. It helped a lot to keep things going in the historical perspective that we needed. One of our board members, who is a retired contractor here in town, Mike McKay, stepped forward. We needed to complete the interior part of the work, and Mike stepped in as we were finishing up the outside part and was a major help with us in terms of getting the inside ready. Mike is right back over here. Mike, we want to thank you for your work on the project. And on our staff, Chuck Rickey is the head of maintenance for the museum, and Chuck spent innumerable hours working on this project. And Chuck, if you would come up here, please. On behalf of the board, I have a certificate of appreciation for Chuck presented to Chuck Rickey for outstanding effort above and beyond his normal duties in the Becky Thatcher House restoration project. Presented today and signed by our board president, Mike McKay with the maintenance committee, and myself. Chuck, we want to thank you for all the extra work you did on this project.